Dungeon Dwellers rejoice. We just got a second trailer for Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Now this isn't one I hear a lot of people talking about, but as a D&D fan back in the day,
let's do it.
I'm actually excited for this. Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez. I think Justice Smith is in this movie too, right?
Oh, we got him now! You know what? I'm thinking they're probably sharper stairs somewhere else.
Michelle Rodriguez is so good at like the kind of just badass warrior
we
role.
help the wrong person steal the wrong thing and unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known.
The Red Wizards created an army of the undead.
Sounds lovely.
Quite the opposite.
I know, I was being ironic.
I find irony is a blade that cuts he who wields it most especially.
You're not a lot of fun, are you?
I feel like this is going to be
pull this off?
a lot more fun than
team.
some might expect.
You need cool air.
Follow me to the orifice.
Back to school air.
The orifice?
What do you call it?
I'll go last.
Let's go.
I don't mind that.
I'm like big into fantasy games, fantasy
missed.
movies.
No, that's not good.
So for me, this is right up my alley. I really want this to be good.
Aren't you sick of failing? We could die.
There's worse things than dying. I lost everything that ever mattered to me. And if we quit now, that's for nothing.
I don't want to see you die, which is why I'm going to leave the room.
This ends now.
Is that Voldemort? It's giving Voldemort vibes. A little Game of Thrones in
The
there.
bridge is protected by an ancient trap. We must not trigger the mechanism.
I may have triggered the mechanism. So, sorry.
All right, beautiful people, we just got our second trailer for a film that I'm kind of excited about, which is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This film stars a number of pretty high-profile actors, from Chris Pine to Michelle Rodriguez. Justice Smith has been doing some pretty big things in the film world. At least the last couple movies I've seen him in, I've actually really enjoyed him, especially that Pikachu one was absolutely epic. And so to see all these characters come into this film, which is very heavily focused on one of the most popular games, I think, of all time, like I still go back and reminisce over the good old D&D days. I haven't played it in a while, but man, like I used to really dive in. Like D&D for me is how like RuneScape is, I think, for a lot of people. Like just a game that you spent so many hours in. And so to see that turn into a film that looks to be of very high quality, I'm actually really excited. I want this film to be good so bad. I think when it comes to adapting really any sort of media, especially when it comes to adapting games or popular forms of pop culture to film or TV, there's a lot of criticism that potentially could be directed towards a project if it's not done, you know, justice to the main source material. And so this is one that I really hope to be well. I can, in the trailers, this is the second trailer we saw, and out of the two trailers, you can definitely get the sense that there's a lot of comedy in this, that they're going to be playing on a lot of humor, which I guess is kind of more or less fits with the D&D side of things. You know, it really is about your imagination, and I remember we used to make some really fun scenarios with D&D, and so I guess it's kind of playing on that a little bit. But my hope is that it's not too heavy in the comedy. I want there to be some heart in there. I want there to be some emotional aspects and some really top tier action, and it looks like this film is definitely going to have that. And so my hesitations or pessimism aside, I'm more or less optimistic for this project. Now, in terms of the plot, seems pretty standard. You know, it's a film that you may or may not have seen, or has elements of pieces of film that you may or may not have seen in the past, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I think that's going to allow this film to relate to a more broader cast of audiences than those who just played D&D. I've seen some films that were based on games or books that feel very polarizing to new audiences, and I love when adaptations come about that seem like they're trying to pull in to a larger audience and get a lot of people who aren't maybe into D&D but still want a good action film with solid, you know, comedy and a pretty good story. And so I feel like this is gonna pull a lot of people in that may or may not even be into D&D, and I think that's a great thing. So overall, guys, I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be a good movie. It comes out in March. Like I said before in a number of my trailer reactions, March is pretty stacked with big films coming out. But it's a good reason to hit the movie theaters. It's a good reason to check these films out. I think there's a big variety coming for everybody. There's a movie for everybody coming out right now, and I think it's a great thing. And so given the fact that Chris Pine is in here, I think this very much fits with his role. I give Chris Pine a lot of credit because I remember seeing him in Star Trek and was not convinced that he was going to be good in it. But then I watched it and he's one of my favorite characters. And so I think like the whole fantasy role really fits with perhaps what he likes as an actor. At least that's the impression that I get from some of the roles that he's been in. And so I'm excited to see this. I can't wait. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this? Are you excited about this? Are you going to be checking out the movie? If you enjoyed the comments or you enjoy the reactions, comment down below. Drop a like on this video if you do enjoy. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is That Guy Rye, and I will see you in the next trailer.